Students, exercise 5.5, sixth problem. The cross section of a nuclear cooling tower is in the shape of a hyperbola with the equation x squared by 30 the whole square minus y squared by 44 the whole square is equal to 1. The tower is 150 meter tall and the distance from the top of the tower to the center of the hyperbola is half the distance from the base of the tower to the center of the hyperbola. Find the diameter of the top and base of the tower. Okay, so see that the cross section of the tower is in the form of a hyperbola. I have drawn a hyperbola. Equation is given. So the equation of the hyperbola is x squared by 30 the whole square minus y squared by 44 the whole square is equal to 1. So I have drawn the x-axis and y-axis and the origin is called the center of the hyperbola. So here in this problem it is given that the tower is 150 meter tall. So the height of the tower is 150 meter. PQ distance is 150 meter. In the problem it is given the distance from the top of the tower to the center of the hyperbola. Top of the tower to the center of the hyperbola. So in the top of the tower, P point and center is C. So the CP distance, the distance CP, how it is? What is given? Half the distance from the base of the tower to the center of the hyperbola. Half the distance from the base of the tower to the center of the hyperbola. So this is the base of the tower. Okay. So CQ. So the distance CQ. How it is? What is given that? CP is equal to half of CQ. That is given. So what is given? CP is equal to half of CQ. Now you take CQ as Y. Then what is CP? CP is equal to half into Y because it is given like that. What is the total height? It is 150. So this is half Y plus Y, that is equal to 150. So half Y plus Y is 3Y by 2 is equal to 150. So 3Y is equal to 150 into 2, that is 300. So Y is equal to 100. What is Y? The CQ is 100. Then what is CP? What is CP? It is half into Y. So Y 100 means half of 100 is 50. So this distance is 100 and this distance is 50. Okay. But what is asked? Find the diameter of the top and base of the tower. So I'll take a point R on the hyperbola which is at the top of the tower. Okay, I'm going to find the coordinate of this point R. So first I'm going for the x coordinate. Okay, so look at this. I draw the perpendicular from R to x axis. This distance is x coordinate of R. So this distance is equal to PR. So that only we have to find. So I'm going to take this as x1. So R point is x1. And what is the vertical distance of R? It is nothing but CP. What is CP? It is 50. So R point is x1 comma 50. Okay. Where is R? It is on the hyperbola. So we have to substitute x1 comma 50 in equation 1. So the given equation you have to substitute. So in the place of x you have to substitute x1. In the place of y you have to substitute 50. So the equation will become x1 squared by 30 the whole square minus 50 the whole square by 44 the whole square is equal to 1. So this term you have to take it to the right side. It will become plus. So x1 squared is equal to this 30 the whole square is in the denominator. When you go to the right hand side it is in multiplication. 30 the whole squared into 1 plus 50 the whole squared is 2500, 44 the whole squared is 1936. When you take LCM, so it is 4436 divided by 1936. So here we need is x1. So you have to take the square root of it. 30 the whole square is nothing but 30. 1936 is from here. So it is 44 the whole square. So square root of 44 the whole square is 44. And you have to take the square root of 4436. So here in the rough column I have done here. Okay. So see to that. So it is nothing but 66.6. 66.6. When you multiply 30 into 66.6, it is 1998. When it is divided by 44, your answer is 45.41 meter. So in the question what is asked? The diameter of the top of the tower. So that is according to the symmetry property of hyperbola, this also x1. So the diameter is nothing but 2x1, that is equal to 90.82. This term has to be multiplied by 2, so that is 90.82. So in the same way, we have to find the diameter of the base of the tower. For that, I am going to take a point S on the hyperbola, which is at the base of the tower. We have to write the coordinate of this. Okay, so if you draw the perpendicular S to x-axis, so this distance is the horizontal distance, is nothing but which is equal to QS. So QS only we have to find, so that is taken as x2. And what is the vertical distance? It is CQ. What is CQ is given? It is 100 meter. This point where it is in the negative side of y-axis. So therefore S point is x2 comma minus 100. This S point where it is on the hyperbola. So the hyperbola equation, so it will be x2 the whole square minus x2 the whole square by 30 the whole square minus 100 the whole square by 44 the whole square is equal to 1. So when you take this term to the right side, it will become plus minus 100 the whole square. We can write it as 100 the whole square. So you have to calculate this. So you have to take LCM. So the LCM is 11,936 divided by 44 the whole square. So x2 is nothing but the square root of this. So it is 30 by 44 and the square root of 11,936. So the square root is calculated here. Okay. So the answer is 109.25. 109.25. So when you multiply these two, your answer is 3,277.5 divided by 44. So it is nothing but 74.48. So x2, the diameter of the base is 2x2. So when you multiply this answer by 2, it is 148.96 meter. We are going to see the next exercise 3.6. The first problem, discuss the maximum possible number of positive and negative roots of the polynomial equation. So we are not going to solve the equation. We are going to find what are the maximum possible number of positive and negative roots of the polynomial equation. So for that, the procedure, you take the polynomial, consider as p of x, and you have to count the sign changes, number of sign changes. You see that this term is positive, the next term is negative. So it changes the sign from positive to negative. So it is one change. And negative to positive, that is the second change. Next, plus to minus, so that is the sign changes 3 times. And negative to positive, so 4 sign changes happened. So remaining plus, and here also everything is plus. So therefore the number of sign changes in p of x is 4. So therefore the maximum number of positive real roots is 4. Maximum number. So it may be 0 real root or 1 real root or 2 real roots or 3 real roots or 4 real roots. But we don't know what it is. But the maximum number of positive real roots is 4. We are finding according to the number of sign changes. And next we are going for the negative roots. So for that you have to consider p of minus x. So what you have to do, wherever you are having x, you have to substitute minus x. So 9 into minus x the whole power 9. So therefore it is minus 9x power 9. Here minus x the whole power 8 is x squared. So minus 4x squared. Here minus x the whole power 7 is minus 4x power 7. Here minus x the whole power 6, what has to come? It is plus x power 6 only. So the term you have to write as it is. Here the power of x is odd, means you have to write minus. So minus 2x power 5. Here the power is odd, so therefore minus x cube. And here the power is even, power of x is even, so therefore the same thing has to come. Here the power is odd, so it is minus 7x and the constant plus 2. So p of minus x we have found. You see that where is the sign change? Here all the terms you are having minus up to this. Next term is positive. So the number of sign changes positive to negative is 1. So here plus and minus. So therefore the changes, number of sign changes is 2. Next negative to positive. So 3. So the number of sign changes in p of minus x is 3. So the maximum number of negative roots is 3. So here maximum number of 4 positive real roots. Here 3 maximum number of negative real roots, it's 3. So the maximum number of real roots it is 7. 4 plus 3 is 7. So here this equation has how many roots? 9 roots. So therefore the remaining 2 roots, they may be, what is it? Imaginary roots. So therefore the equation has at least 2 imaginary roots. Okay. So in this way we can find the maximum number of positive roots and the negative real roots. Coming to the second problem, discuss the maximum possible number of positive and negative zeros of the polynomial. 2 polynomials given. Also draw rough sketches of the graphs. You consider the first polynomial's name as f of x. See the sign changes. Plus 2 minus, minus 2 plus. So the number of sign changes is 2. So the maximum number of positive real roots is 2. Take f of minus x. So minus x the whole square is x squared. If we substitute minus x here, it is minus into minus plus 5x plus 6. So see all the terms are positive. There is no sign changes happened here. So the number of sign changes is 0. So therefore maximum number of negative real roots is 0. So this polynomial having only 2 positive real roots. That means 2 positive real roots means maximum number of positive real roots is 2. That may be, it may have 0 real roots or 1 real roots or 2 real roots. And consider the next one. Next polynomial x squared minus 5x plus 16. You see the number of sign changes in that, it is 2. So the maximum number of positive real root is 2. And p of minus x, if you substitute minus x the whole square is plus x squared. And here if you substitute x as minus x means it is plus 5x plus 16. So the number of sign changes is 0. So the maximum number of negative real roots is 0. So therefore this equation having maximum number of positive real roots is 2. And no negative real roots. Here also the same thing. So here when the question what is asked, also draw the rough sketches of the graph. So I'll take the first one, f of x. Here I have taken some points. See minus 3 to plus 4. Okay. So see now minus 3, if I substitute here, minus 3 the whole square is 9. 9 plus 6 is 15. Okay, so here x has minus 3. So minus 5 into minus 3 is plus 15. So 15 plus 15 is 30. So like that, here if I take 0 if I substitute, I will get 6. And if I consider x as 1 means 1 plus 6 is 7. 7 minus 5 is 2. And if I say I take x equal to 2 means it is 2 squared is 4. 4 plus 6 is 10. Here x as 2 means it is minus 10. So 10 minus 10 is 0. And if I take 3, 3 squared is 9. 9 plus 6 is 15. Here if you substitute x as 3 means minus 5 into 3 minus 15. So plus 15 minus 15 getting cancelled. So here also 3. So you see now first minus 3 comma 30 I have marked here, and minus 2 comma 20, and minus 1 comma 12 I have marked, 0 comma 6 and 1 comma 2, 2 comma 0, 3 comma 0 and 4 comma 2. So it's a parabola. Okay, you see that this curve touches the x-axis at the point 2 and 3. So therefore it has how many positive real roots? It is 2 and 3. There are 2 positive real roots. So no negative roots here. Okay, so coming to the second one, f of x is equal to x squared minus 5x plus 16. The same way I have taken the points. So I have marked it minus 3 comma minus 2 comma 30 here, minus 1 comma 22 and 0 comma 16, 1 comma 12 and 2 comma 2. You see that the curve does not touches the x-axis. So therefore it has no real roots. But what we have written here, the maximum number of positive real roots is 2. That means it may have 0 real root or 1 real root or 2 real roots. Here on seeing the graph, this equation has no real roots. Okay, so see this. Next one, we are moving to the problem number 4. Determine the number of positive and negative roots of the equation. So consider this polynomial p of x. So the sign changes is 1. Here also negative, here also negative. So the positive real root is 1. And if you substitute x as minus x, p of minus x is equal to minus x power 9. Here if you substitute minus x, the whole power 8 is positive. So minus 5x power 8. If you substitute x as minus x, so minus x the whole power 7 is minus, so minus into minus is plus, plus 14x power 7. So here only negative to positive, one sign change. So the number of negative real root is 1. So it has one positive real root and one negative real root, the maximum number. And coming to the third problem, show that the equation has at least 6 imaginary solution. So first we are going to find the real roots, and then after that we can conclude the imaginary solution from the real roots. So p of x you have considered, and how many number of sign changes here happened? 1 and 1 more, minus to plus. After that everything is plus. So the maximum number of positive real root is 2. Okay, next we have to go for p of minus x. So it is minus x power 9. Here minus into minus, plus 5x power 5. Here plus 4x power 4. Here plus 2x squared plus 1. So negative to positive, one sign changes happen. So therefore the negative real root is 1. So positive real root is 2 and maximum number of negative real root is 1. So therefore the maximum number of real roots, whether it is positive or negative, it is the total number of real root is 2 plus 1, that is 3. See this equation, it is whose degree is 9. So it has, the polynomial equation has 9 roots. The out of 9 roots, 3 roots are real roots. So therefore the remaining roots, they may be imaginary roots. So therefore you see that the given polynomial equation has 9 roots. So there are 3 real roots we have said. So therefore hence there are at least 6 imaginary roots. So we have proved the result. And coming to the problem number 5, find the exact number of real zeros and imaginary of the following. So the same way, p of x is just find out. P of x is written. So the number of sign changes, so everything is positive, no sign changes happen, so it is 0. So the maximum number of positive real zeros is 0. P of minus x, if you consider all the powers of x are, what is that, odd number, so everything will become minus. You see the sign. So here the number of sign changes also 0. So the maximum number of negative real zeros are 0. So the given polynomial has no real zeros. So hence there are 9, at least 9 imaginary zeros he will have. Thank you, students.